Welcome to Budget Beauty, where I help you look flawless for less. Welcome back, and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen, and this is Budget Beauty. We do everything beauty on a budget, and that includes an annual declutter. Decluttering all of my makeup. I need to declutter very badly. So we're going to have a massive series taking us through the end of the year, ending with a massive eyeshadow palette declutter. But today we are starting with lip liners and kohl liners, not liquid liners. I only use black liquid liner. It's something I use every day. I don't have an overstock. I usually just buy as I go, but I have an overstock of lip liners and gel liners. I love to pop color in my waterline, so we are going to declutter. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. Don't forget to check out the description box down below where you will find my favorite beauty boxes as well as all of the makeup that I'm wearing in today's video if you would like to recreate this look. And come follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. So let's start my annual decluttering all my makeup. So it's time to start my yearly declutter. I am decluttering all of my makeup. I am overwhelmed with how much I have. It's out of control. Everything from liners to face products to eyeshadow palettes to skincare, it's out of control. So we are doing a pretty ruthless declutter, and we're going to start today with liners. So these are going to be colored liners. I typically wear these in my waterline, and then we're going to declutter my lip liners as well. Wait until you see the lip declutter for lipsticks, glosses, oils. Again, it's out of control. So we're gonna get started first decluttering all of my liner. So I do have a couple of pot gel liners from Melt. I have a deep brown and a mustard yellow. I'm actually going to keep these. I really like these, not only to draw a liner, to draw a wing, but also in the waterline. They last in the waterline really well. So I am going to keep these. They are neutral colors and ones I wear a lot. And then I have these two from e.l.f. These are from their Game Up collection. One is a neon yellow and one is this really bright blue. I never reach for these. I think I've used them one time since I actually purchased them. So I am going to go ahead and declutter. Next up are these three liquid liners. These are the colors that they are. This bright green, this bright blue, and this purple. I actually really like these. I like to add these to my wing liner just for a little extra bit of color, a little bit of flair, so I'm definitely keeping. And then moving on to gel pencil liners. Again, I use these in my waterline. I do have a brown and a black, but I am a liquid liner girl when it comes to actual eyeliner, but I love colored liner for my waterline. But I have too many. I keep them in this little basket. It's overflowing. My plan is to categorize these by color because I'm sure I have multiple liners that are similar colors and I don't need them. So I'm going to really ruthlessly declutter these so that I only have one or maybe two of similar color. So let me categorize these and then we'll go through them. So I went ahead and categorized them by color or color scheme. So these are my more neutral liners. I have the Essence Extreme Lengthening, this is in a really deep brown, almost black. And then I have this gray color here from Odin's Eye and then a white liner from Odin's Eye. So since these are my only neutral liners, I am going to keep all three, and I do only have one of each color. These are my orange colored liners. I did swatch these so that I can show you what they look like, but I have a ColourPop liner, an Odin's Eye, and then another ColourPop. So swatching the liners, they're definitely different. These two are pretty similar right here. This one from ColourPop, this fat chunky one, is this first one, which is more on the pink leaning side, but these two are pretty similar. These two right here. So I don't really feel like I need to keep both of them. I will keep the ColourPop. And then I just have to decide which one I like better. And I think, honestly, I like the ColourPop liner a little bit better. So I'm going to keep that one and we will declutter the Odin's Eye. Now for burgundy or maroon liners. It looks like I have 2 from ColourPop and then I have 1 from Crown Cosmetics. So here they are swatched and they are pretty similar. These two especially from ColourPop, these two right here, they are almost identical. The one from Crown is a little bit more of the mulberry shade. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the one from Crown. Then I actually prefer this formula from ColourPop, the fatter stick of the color stick, a little bit more than this creme gel liner, even though I love ColourPop's creme gel liner. So I'm going to keep the color stick and let go of the creme gel liner. So moving on to purple liners, I have Makeup Geek, Odin's Eye, She Glam, which is more of a multi-chrome purple liner, and then I have Rasha B Cosmetics. When swatching them out, they're definitely very, very different. Like I said, this one from She Glam is a multi-chrome. They're actually very, very different, and I do use purple in my waterline a lot, so I think I'm actually going to keep all 4 of these because they are very different. And moving on to brown liners, which I have way too many. Like I said, I don't use these types of liners for anything other than my waterline. So we have Odin's Eye, I have a couple from Nabla, I have another one of the color sticks from ColourPop, Real Her, and one from She Glam. So swatching them out, they are different, but these two right here are pretty similar. These two are pretty similar, and then these are very, very different. So my 2 from Nabla, I really, really like this formula, this Cupid's Arrow formula. However, this shade right here, I never use that, which is the lighter one. So I'm going to declutter the lighter one, and I'm going to keep the darker one. And then from Odin's Eye, I'm going to declutter the lighter shade and keep the deeper. I'm also going to declutter the ColourPop because it's similar in shade to the Nabla, and I like the Nabla formula better. And then I'm going to keep the Real Her only because it has a little bit of a shimmer to it, and I'm going to declutter the She Glam. And then moving into yellows and golds, honestly, these are some of my favorites for my waterline, but I certainly don't need 7 yellow or gold liners. So I went ahead and swatched them out, and I will say we have some similarities and we have some differences. So these two are very similar. This one is actually from the brand Italia, and then this is from the brand Glow Tour. Now, swatching them out, they are very, very similar in tone. However, I think I like the formula of Cholor better than I like the formula of the Italia. So I'm going to declutter the Italia, which is the first shade here, and keep the Cholor. Definitely keeping my neon yellow from ColourPop. This is one of my favorite yellow liners. I use it all the time. Now, the Odin's Eye and the ColourPop are very similar. I actually prefer the ColourPop formula a little bit more, so I'm going to keep the ColourPop and declutter the Odin's Eye. And then I have one more of the ColourPop gel liner and then a Crown liner. These are very different from each other and are definitely more on the unique side, so I'm going to keep both. And then moving into pink, I have about 11 liners, which is way, way, way too many. So I did go ahead and swatch them out so that I can look at them. Here are my pink liners, and let's kind of go through these. So first from Araceli is this first swatch here. So it's kind of a purple kind of shimmery liner. I actually really like it, and it's different than the other pinks, so I am going to keep the one from Araceli. This ColourPop gel liner, this second one, it's pretty, but again, it's pretty similar to some of the other pinks that I think just performed a little bit better. So I am going to go ahead and declutter the ColourPop. This one from Illuminati is this really bright pink, beautiful keeping. And then from ColourPop, we have a little bit more of a shimmery, but a little bit more leaning peach than the first one. So I do want to keep this as well. And then the Rasha B Cosmetics, this is a really nice formula, but it's pretty similar to a lot of the other pinks that I have. So I am going to declutter. And same with the other Rasha B. Again, they're very, very similar in tone. I am going to keep the Odin's Eye pink because it's a little bit brighter, but not as bright as the one that I kept from ColourPop. This one from Davis Beauty, this is really pretty. It is a little bit more shimmery and a little more on the pink side. I actually really like a shimmery liner for my waterline, so I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to declutter the ColourPop because it's super old and dry. It actually needs to go into the garbage, and it's similar to the Illuminati that I kept. And then lastly, these two, we have an LA Colors Auto liner, and then we have another one from ColourPop. just similar to all the other shades that I kept, so I'm going to declutter. So moving into green, I found a Rogue Purple liner, which is this one right here. This is from the brand Pixie. I'm going to keep it. I actually really like that kind of eggplant. And then our greens, they're actually very different, but I do not need all of them. So first, from Beauty for All, we have this really nice kind of deep green shade. It's the first one swatched here. It looks very forest green, so I want to keep that one. And next to that, we have Choler, which is kind of a sparkly green. I really like that as well because, again, I like a sparkly color, and I do use green a lot. That's why I have so many green and blue. You're going to see how much blue I have, but I'm going to keep this one. I also have this green from LA Colors. Again, that's pretty similar to a couple others that the formula I like better, so I'm going to declutter. I'm going to keep the one from Crown Cosmetics, which is this kind of more teal color. It's just unique. I don't have another teal. And then next to that, I have the green from Odin's Eye. It's okay. It's not that opaque, so I think I'm going to declutter. Then I have ColourPop. This is actually from the Lush Life collection, the shade here. It's so pretty, I'm keeping. And then I really like this one from ColourPop because it has a lighter green and a little more sparkle, so keeping. 100% keeping this one from Moira Cosmetics. If I use a green liner, it's typically this one because it's a multi-chrome. And then lastly, we have this one from Odin's Eye. This one is a little bit more of a yellowy green, so I'm going to keep it as well since it's unique. And like I said, I have a lot of blue. So let me swatch these. I have a feeling we can get rid of a few of these. Look how pretty these are. They're a lot more different than I thought before I swatched them. So this is gonna be kind of tough. So starting with the first shade swatched here, this is actually from Cara Beauty Official. It's pretty. It is definitely a little bit more of a drier formula when I swatched it, so I think I'm going to declutter. Next is from Illuminati. Let me tell you, they make some really creamy liners. I do also like the color of this. It's unique. It's a little bit more of a cobalt blue, so keeping. Next up comes from NYX, and I actually really like this one because it is, again, that sparkly kind of light blue white, and it's very, very creamy and pretty in the waterline, so I'm going to keep that one. This is my favorite liner ever in my waterline from Juvia's Place in Nubian Royal. Love it, keeping. And then I have a Chroma Shift from She Glam, which is more of a multi-chrome, but I don't really love this that much, so I think I'm going to declutter. I also have another one from Nabla. This is the Cupid's Arrow. I use this one a lot if I want a good navy waterline, so I am going to keep. Then I'm going to keep the one from Odin's Eye as well, which is this kind of lighter, brighter blue. I think that's beautiful in the waterline, but I am going to declutter this one from ColourPop. It's super, super old, and I have other ones that are similar. And then I'm also going to declutter this one from ColourPop. I really like this formula, but again, it's similar to some of the other shades. I'm also going to declutter this one from Odin's Eye because it's similar to one of the other shades that I kept. Same with this one from Odin's Eye. It just isn't very opaque in the waterline. It's kind of a light blue, almost white, and I would rather just use white in my waterline. And I'm going to declutter this one from Odin's Eye as well because it is very similar to the first one that I did keep. And then lastly from LA Colors, this one is really pretty. It's kind of a navy with a purple base, but I see myself reaching for the Nabla one more, so I'm going to declutter. So here is everything that I kept. Let's put them in the basket. Let's put them in the basket and count them up. So we kept 37, and I will tell you this basket was overflowing, so I'm happy with that. I mean, 37 liners is still a lot, but I'm happy that we were able to knock it down to 37, and let me count up how many we decluttered. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. So we kept 37, we decluttered 23. I feel like that is a really good declutter of liners. I'm really happy with that. I definitely will be passing these on to a better home. I do typically sell a lot of my products. I don't typically sell eyeliner or lip liner just for sanitary reasons. So I am going to go ahead and just pass these along, but I'm happy with the 37 that I kept. This is a good variety for me. I have a little bit of everything. And Now lip liners. This is jam-packed with lip liners. And again, I know just like the liners that there are so many similar shades in here. Since there's so many of these, I'm gonna do this a little bit different. I am going to categorize them by color, swatch them. I won't show you the swatches. I'll just show you what I'm keeping, what I'm decluttering. So here is what I'm keeping. I have quite a few different stacks. So what I ended up doing was I kept all of my Jaclyn liners. I love the Jaclyn liners. Kept all my Buxom liners. Kept my Blend Bunny liner, and then kept all of my Glam Light and Charlotte Tilbury. Those are kind of my favorite liners. And I just curated it down to where I had some pinks, some browns, some reds, some plums, some oranges, because those are the colors that I wear a lot of. And if the formula is really nice and the color is something I see myself reaching for, I kept them in this pile here. So these are all the ones I kept. Oh, and I kept the 3 that I just bought from Unearthly. Oh my gosh, the formula, $1 million formula, and they're only $6 a piece. So let me go ahead and count up everything I kept. So I kept 41 lip liners. And then here's what I'm decluttering. This is a good amount. Let's count them. 2, 4. So we decluttered 32. So almost half of my collection. I feel really good about that. I now have some open space if I get any other lip liners. I also can put my liquid liners back in here. I did keep them, and then I ran out of space, is partially why I decided to declutter. But I feel really good about almost decluttering half of my lip liners. Thank you for joining me for the declutter of my eyeliners and my lip liners. I feel really good about the progress that I made. Almost half of my collection gone. I'm passing it on to friends and family who will get a lot more use out of it than I will. I'm going to be much more careful moving into the next year of what I purchase. I say that every year and it doesn't always work out, but I'm really gonna make a mindful effort this year. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Again, subscribe, turn your bell on, because I upload lots of new videos every single week. Don't forget to check out the description box down below where you will find my favorite beauty boxes, all of today's makeup if you would like to recreate this look, and come follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. Thank you for watching, and here is video 1 of my decluttering all of my makeup, so stay tuned for lots more. Bye.